What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel or online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. And this is your Curiosity Rover. If you've been watching my last couple of videos, we've been looking at this Sol 574 lately, and how it's got some very interesting anomalies on it. All sorts of good stuff has been just kind of hidden into these pictures, just blurred in. A lot of the NASA uses these blinds effects where they up, vertical lines, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it takes to cover the anomaly out. And in this one, we're going to see those as well. This one isn't isn't as crazy as the other couple I've showed you, but this stuff looks like it was either at the bottom of the ocean somewhere, and this stuff was made, by that, or possibly it was at one time, and whoever the Martians were took advantage of it and decided to use it for blocks and or as a quarry or a building. To me, this to me looks like something that was like a Mars quake. Somebody I had called it an earthquake the other day when I was doing the other video, and somebody on one of my I love my subscribers. One of them were like, "You mean a Mars quake?" Like, oh yeah, duh. But so let's take a quick look at this one. Let me show you the last one over here. There's a lot of neat stuff on there. This is the last one you're going to get. As always, I leave these links direct. Just hit the description below. I will not put a video out unless I can put a link out, or if I'm using like Google Earth or something, which I rarely use, you get coordinates or something. So if you're new to my videos, that's something I've always done. And if you're not new to my videos, you know that. So. All right, so there's a couple of like interesting anomalies that stood out to me. There's this weird looking thing up here. There's a couple what seem to be sculptors or sculpted things with legs up here, as well as just your normal Martian junk stuff that's in perfect circles or perfect rectangles, perfect oval shapes, stuff like that. Things that look like statues, parts of statues, civilization that was just destroyed at some point in time. Um, we've been looking at a lot of these. If you look at the last video, you can see a lot. This other half of these rocks right here, which seem to have perfect symmetry in them as well. So let's take a look at this thing and dig into the couple things I really were interested in. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on those other videos. These really don't need to have that much time. I'm not sure there's all that much on this. Um, Check this out here. It's interesting the colors that are coming back. Like I said the blurriness, not much I can do about that, guys. That's just the new normal for the Curiosity rover. Um, but let's do something here. This was interesting here. Check this thing out. You've got this right here, but you've also got this long, almost like wooden stick or something like that that's been there. It looks like it might be petrified or something like that, or if it's not, maybe fossilized along the. Let's see if we can't auto color that. Hmm. How about auto contrast? Step backwards. Auto tone. Let me do this now. That'll give a little bit of tone. Let me do the exposure. Let me jump the gamma. Something about bringing the gamma up really, like I said, it brings out the curves or brings out the actual like edges in this stuff. It lets you really take a look at it. When you do that, it's almost like it's really ornate. Um, it's been carved on. Look, it's got in the middle. It's in the center here. It's got like a an oval opening to it. Very interesting. Up here at the top has a where I guess it'd be a staff has a circle, perfect circle there, and in the middle of it looks like a perfect pulled out dot. So let me back this one up. I've been trying to make this video all night. I tell you what, I'm just a little bit distracted with the new girl. This happens to me, guys. I think you guys know how that goes. I don't want to say I want to make videos all the time, but I gotta have a little bit of a life. So let's see here. All right, let me try and do the whole picture with the auto stuff, just because it's that much easier. Let's see, auto color. Then I have to keep flipping back and forth on each one. The auto color is what I think is Photoshop sees that extra like colorful dirt on it or whatever, and if you go from there, let me show you right here. All right. See, I just had to hit pause there and I went over and checked the text messages. See, my head's not in the game, guys. I'm just kidding. All right. So let's go for these couple here. There's some like the couple that I really, this thing right here, out of all the rocks, this one caught me. You see, we've got that weird thing down here. This kind of caught me by surprise here. Check the, this almost looks like it was like a cover or something. And the color of it's pretty weird. Oh, yeah, and there's also this perfect shape, which looks like a six-sided pillar, which we're going to go to next. But let's go ahead and see if we can't bring this up a little bit. See what I'm talking about here? It's kind of a almost looks like a shield or something like that. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's get out the exposure. Give it just a little bit of gamma here. Get that to start pulling out. The second the gamma starts putting more of the color in and dropping the rest, it's so like everything looks. That's really when I can start seeing the ornate part of these things, but also where NASA blurs, like where you get because you've got these really fine. Say, look here, you got like I'm just saying it looks like an N and then a Y, then an I, but then it looks like something will just kind of blurt out across it, like either the rover's doing that or something else. But check that out. It looks like a little head on there, and some people probably say this is JPEG artifact. What I was really getting at here is see how when we change this stuff, you can see like if this was just a normal rock or whatever. So why would it have this shape into it cut down? It almost looks like a pipe or something along those lines. But whatever it is, up here is a lot shinier. See how white it is? And then you've got these blinds effects, which looks to be hiding something. So what is it actually hiding? See how there's also what seems to be pipes right through here and everything? Um, I'm wondering if a lot of the stuff we were looking at was machinery or was just very, very artistic, very ornate. I mean, it could be I tell you what, I go back and I look at some of the ancient work here on Earth, and some of that stuff just blows away some of the modern art. I mean, now the modern art, there's a lot to be said for that, but I mean, at least the taking the time to do the sculpting and the stonework and things like that. There's been a lot of amazing stuff made all over the globe. See what I was talking about here? You can even see it without that gamma. You can actually see the other right there without it too. Then you've got this. This actually looks like part of this rock, so it almost looks like either something cut straight through it. It looks like a rope saw or something, and was starting, you know, was using this for something. Because if this down here seems to be this, the same piece. And let me make sure that there's a couple little things there, knobs on it. But see how the cut or whatever goes through the whole thing? And it cuts up around here and it comes out here, and then I guess this is the bottom of it. It thins out a little bit, and I'm not sure if it thins out or that's just the sand. See how the sand's coming up and taking off some of that stuff. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, just for me, that's worth downloading, take another look at too. Just because look at the shapes and stuff inside of it. I mean, I think what I know I see what I see, you see what you see. What I equate stuff to here on Earth, I think we're probably is just out there. Mars it seems to be so different from here, and they had whatever the technologies or however stuff was done. If things were just carved differently and left, or are these pictures even real? I've got so many subscribers that come and say this isn't even on Mars, which is I would be so disappointed if it wasn't. But okay, so check this out. Tell me this doesn't look like a pillar that's just fallen over. And what we're going to do here is we're going to adjust it once again with the exposure because you get the gamma control down here. See if it looks like it's got anything on it. See now a lot of people say, oh, that's JPEG artifacts. Well, then I look at something like over here. There's not really any things that look like little tubes going for one thing, or abstract art or things like that, or writing. You don't see that down here. So as an artifact, why would it be here on something that looks like a pillar and not here? And once again, you see like the crappiness of the way they blur stuff. I mean, just see this looks like it was blurred up top here, and it just looks like it was done. And you can tell it's been done. Just look how vibrant, look how perfect it is, and it comes up to here and it's got that little blur to it. So I will stick by that. I'd love to get some of the NASA guys and do like just a conference with them and talk to them and not be a jerk, just be like, hey, let's talk about this stuff, because I think a lot. So I've got some friends that work over there at Wallops, and I think they're on the same page as me when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Um, Now this also thing, whatever in the world this is, it's kind of just there. And it's buried among all this other stuff. You know what? Let me just show you this, because this stuff just isn't random. It just kind of looks like, oh, that's just random stuff. This actually has symmetry to it. It's got lines to it, so it looks like it was actually laid out. Um, a lot of work went into this. And Also, I have to mention this too, like I have my last couple videos. I'm still on the fence. People swear that there's Martians that are this big, that big. If you guys can see me, it's a little dark in here. That big, that you know, whatever survived the cataclysm was very, very small, and they went underground. And what you see up top is some of the stuff that they've managed to salvage. And there was more than one race there, so who really knows? It's interesting to me either way to think about that stuff. So let's see. I love when you guys comment and give me that type, like give us that information. Let us know what you guys think. All right, see when you add the gamma, it's a really good way to do it. Okay, so now I'll pump it up that a little bit. And you can see as it goes across, it's very symmetrical is in the way that they're spaced out so evenly. But then you've got, just as it goes across, there's my keyboard. Keep that up as it goes across. As this one comes up, there's a sphere, it comes across. Then you just see these like circles, circles, circles coming up. There's like three little dots. Just interesting. It doesn't look random to me. That's a lot what I'm getting at here. Nothing there looks total random that, um, that could be done underwater too. It's very well, like, well, I know water can do this kind of stuff too. I'm not saying that it has to be done by Martians, but the more and more I look at this stuff, I'm thinking that's where I'm leaning to. Something was up there, and something may still be up there. Like I said, I haven't seen any of the little guys in here. People, oh, look at this one up here. When you give, that's what I love doing the gamma for, because you can really see what's going on with the shapes. I was interested in this thing right here. I don't even know what to say or call it. If anybody has any idea, mark below, hit the time, like if you hit the timestamp when you're actually like doing your comment, that works out good for people, because I found you could just click on it and it brings it to it. But tell me this doesn't look like part of the same statue right here, the same color. Like I said, when I did the auto color, basically what it does is it finds rocks or stuff the same, same colors, and makes them that color. What it thinks it is, it goes. But look at this. Wow, the cut is perfect, and it comes up here, and it looks like it's had a little bit of either, however it was done, but it looks like it got two eyes and a mouth. And for my people that are watching on the small tablets, let me make that a little bigger here for you. Um, here, 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 and here. And then you've got this, what seems to be part of it. This looks like this little spear thing looks like it's part of the background. But look at this. This comes out like that. That's, I mean, to me, that's like a smoking gun. But what rock grows and has a handle or something on it? And if you can't see it, it's coming up and over like that. And you can see the shadow right here to it, because, and then this comes out some. So I think if we spun this to the side, we'd see this right here. It'll come out, come down and over. Let me see if we can't tinker with that just a tad. Let's see. I don't know what more we can do to it. I'm blacking that out with the contrast. Let me hit OK and just back up and see. Sometimes when I back this up, see some talking about though how it has like the let me do this. I like doing this as well. It's got this that comes down and over. It's like a handle there. What in the world is that? Up above it, like I said, more just angles, all sorts of stuff along those lines. So let's leave that like that. Um, Where's another one we want to take a look at? This stuff right here also, this has just got some symmetry to it. This also could be a piece of that. Maybe this is the base of it. Like I said, who knows how, when whatever happened, who knows how far stuff was thrown. I mean, if an asteroid or something came in, some of this stuff could have been, halfway across the planet. It's amazing what happens when all this stuff. But look at all these things that just look like, to me, it just looks like things. Let me do the gamma for the whole picture right here. And I ask you, go out to a rocky surface somewhere around. You have a camera. We all have cell phones. Go take pictures at just a random spot where there's nothing man-made. Just a bunch of rocks. Anywhere you could get this to park. You can get in most cities. You can find some rocks, and then bring it back, plug it in, and do the same thing I'm doing, and see if the stuff in your picture, the rocks, look like tools, look like random things. And up here was the I forgot about this, was the skull. Look like perfect boxes, like this piece right here looks like a box that's this here looks like part of a spoon or something. And as I was saying, as this stuff comes across it, look at the shapes and stuff like that. Go do some random pictures, because I do. A lot of people come and say, oh, they're just random rocks. That's what that is. And I keep saying my argument with them is no, it's not. It's not just random rocks. I'm telling you, I've done it. I've done it many times. Now, if you go to Arizona or something, you take pictures of some of the beautiful landscaping and stuff out like that. This isn't on the ground. You do see the stuff that looks like looks like they were carved by hand and it was carved by wind. Um, some of it water. So I know if you guys are subscribers, you're probably looking at what I'm looking at, and it's this thing right here, and it looks like a huge skull. And not sure, like I said, we don't know the scale of this. NASA never really gives us the scale. That if you go back and type in my thing, how to find, Mars anomalies, there's a thing I did on how to use midnight planets that you can actually see where the rover's going and stuff like that. That gives you a little bit better scale just because you get an idea of it by yourself. But let's see here. You guys see that? The big old earpiece, it looks like it's got beaten in. Those big alien looking eyes we've seen on TV. Big jaw. I don't know. Pretty cool either way. It looks like one. Um, okay, and like I was saying, and when you take that picture and you're out looking at it, look for stuff that looks like horseshoes, perfect horseshoes. Tell me if you see this stuff. Perfect 90-degree angles because I have not been able to reproduce it. I've tried. Look at this right here. Like what in the world is that? Coming up, it's got a base here and it comes up and it's squiggly lined up. And I'm gonna let you guys. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna keep this a little bit shorter than the last couple, but I'm gonna let that go because you guys can sit here and look at all this and tell me what you guys think. Um, it is random. I do think. I don't think it's part of like a city or something. But then again, when you put all the slides in together, it does kind of look like a little baby city. So you guys take a look and let me know. That's what I love. This looks like an this looks like a basically like a top of something, like it's part of a banister. This thing right here looks like it belonged on here, like on the top of it, like a street light or something like that. Like this put on top of this if it was spun over and put straight up. Um, that's just what I think. I see what I see, you see what you see. Just another rounded type base here. Looks like more and more stuff you see. Down here, I'm gonna go ahead and back some of this up so we can see, because there's this little squiggly thing here too, and I've been told, and I said this last couple of videos, that people are telling me that I'm missing these white aliens, and they're very small white aliens, and they look cartoonish almost, and I've been missing them in my videos, and I actually saw something in the last couple of videos that looked like it, so we'll see, and I'm wondering if somebody's gonna say that might have been one right there. Um, Okay, look at this. If this is just a regular old rock, somebody carved some stuff into this. Look at this circle coming over, coming down, coming around, um, and look all the color. How they put all these colors in there to try and hide this stuff, but you don't see it anywhere else over here. To me, it looks pretty obvious. I'm not sure. This also I thought was very ornate. This was the piece that connects to the other one that has the perfect space to it. So let me do something. Let's go ahead and step backwards. Let me see if I can get this going here. Step backwards. We're about to get back. There we are. Good old how NASA sends it. I mean, doesn't that look like like a hatchet job? If you ever seen it, it definitely seems like they've put that color on, especially after you do the auto color and it just comes out so bright. Um, so we got a little totem thing here, something along those lines. Um, Cylindrical rocks, either way, or like I said, petrified something. Over here, we've got a really interesting one like that too. Check this out. And I'll get you this whole little area right here, because here's another little interesting piece as well. Um, Image. And this stuff is thousands of years old. Imagine what if our society broke down, what our buildings and stuff would look like. Unrecognizable. Um, so, I mean, some of the stuff would most likely look just like this. Let's image exposure. This is without playing with their stuff, like without changing the color back down to what Adobe thinks it is. Pretty interesting though. See how it's given it, it's assigned its perfect sphere on each end, but it's like assigned a different color to each piece. I have some, and then up here on the hill, more what I see are these just hieroglyphic type things. That's not a hill, that's a rock it's embedded into. Whatever in the world this is, let me pull that up a little big. Not too sure, just could be a rock sitting there. So like I said, I'm open-minded. Just because I say what I think this stuff is, I think a lot of people say, oh, well, he automatically believes that. I'm just throwing, like I said, I just throw it out there. I see what I see. I'm not, I'm just speculating. There's nothing scientific about this. And if you have a better idea than me, that's why I want you to comment, because I'm going to say, whoa, I think you're right, you know? Okay, check this out. Let's see if we can come up with anything here. Adjustments. Let's just do auto color. Say, and that's what it thinks it looks like. That's what it thinks it should look. Photoshop thinks it should look like that. Adjustments, exposure. And I love the gamma because you pull that gamma up, it's just like you get so much more out of it. Then you can pull out and you just see it. Like you see, there's what looks like carving in there. I think the more and more we find out why we went to this area, there's a reason that we took the rover here. There were some pretty interesting other spots that were put on the map. You know, that the public asked NASA, here's where we want to go with the rover, and here's what they decide. I think they're probably having the time of their lives. I'm sure they get to see it a lot different than we do. I'd imagine they've got, you know, video, cams, stuff like that, stuff that comes down most likely in real time. I know they say that the bandwidth just doesn't cut it, but no way. I work in IT. The bandwidth is there. Laser, you can transfer. It's amazing what the technology is for places like NASA compared to for people like us who have trouble, you know, without the little stupid thing coming up and spinning while you're watching a YouTube video because your local provider is a piece of junk. So, anyway. More of what I say. This stuff here looks to be just kind of chopped up. These look like old ruins or something. Could just be rocks. I'm going to leave you with that. But here, check this out. This was interesting. This was the last thing I saw. Like another perfect circle, and it comes up around it. But see how it goes up and over like into like a braid? Then you got this little perfect spear right here. Like this little pink one too. And it changes the colors. Like how could that change the colors if it wasn't, you know, in that to begin with? So... let me see if there's anything else I wanted to point out here. These were just interesting. This all seemed very bright to me. Um, like I said, more of the curly Q stuff. So it seemed to be, you know, are these, you know, what are these things? You know, we'll see. Like I said, I do think there's some ornate stuff on here. It looks like carving of a face there, but I could speculate on that kind of stuff all night. Some people say I shouldn't speculate. It's so amazing. You can't please everybody, but a lot of people say, "Oh, don't speculate so much because you're you're causing harm to the community and things like that." And you know, I don't think that's the case. So I think my speculation might be fueling some people's brains to think about things. You know what? I was gonna let you go, but we have to look at this top part real fast with the gamma on. Sorry, guys. I forgot how great this is. I mean, it's a junkyard. Terry calls it Uncle Jake's junkyard. Guy on here from Paris. He's a guitar instructor, flamingo guitar player. Amazing, amazing. All right. Hopefully, start seeing what we're seeing already over here. This is where I start to wonder, like, all right, well, this stuff does look pretty small. Is there that small, you know, Martian civilization there? Look at this right here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven chambered building here, it looks like, or whatever, you know, seven chambered piece of something. It comes up, there's like walkways and stuff, and or pipes going. Maybe these are walkways. Who's to say that an ant, something that's smart, like the size of an ant can't become just as smart as we are in another situation, in another evolution, you know, evolving on another planet? You know, we can't say that, you know, because we don't know. All right, check this out. This looks like some sort of basement, but see how the symmetry is in this? Like, have you ever seen nature make pipe-looking things that come down on a corner and around and then cut back over? I just haven't. You know, I'm not going to say they can't because amazing things have been done and can be done, but it's very interesting. Here you've got what seems to be more of these pipes. Look at this. This comes up. this is what I was talking about, how sometimes they're parallel to each other, which is even cooler. There's our little perfect spear right there. But this comes up, crosses over, and goes up that way. This comes up and goes back straight back that way. Oh no, this goes up and goes up like that. So you got two. Let me look at that. Let's check that out. And this is gonna be the last thing we take a look at. I'm gonna give you guys the link as always to this picture. Just trying to stoke people's minds. That's what I do here. Like I said, lately here we go. This one comes up and over this way. This one comes up and over that way. But it's almost like one of those old S things we used to do when we were younger. Like, um, see if I can actually do it still. And if you can actually see it. So I'm going to try to. One of these things, if you can see it. Um, and then also something comes out of it and the tube goes back to it. So is that stuff for breathing apparatuses? Who knows? Like I said, I speculate it's a Friday. Was it? It's Friday night tonight? No, it's Saturday night tonight. So hardcore speculation on Friday night, Saturday nights. All right, one thing right there. That rock looks like it's got some symmetry to it. So let's see if we can't just pull anything out of it. Let me just do some auto things there. How about a little auto tone? Let's take a look at it. I can't make much out of it. It's just kind of like a blob, but it does seem to be cut out on the top there. Interesting red ball or something behind it. All right, guys, what's up in the sky 37? If you guys, if you're new to my channel, hit subscribe. Oh man, look at that right there. Every time I go to get off these things, it's like, oh, what in the world is this? Look at this. See how this comes up? Comes around to a perfect oval there. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This almost looks like the steps that go up into a small, one of the little small aliens' homes. See these steps right here? This is where you disappear into it. And this here, once again, that little statue-looking thing or whatever that is, definitely looks like it could go with this, and actually have some sort of function. So anyways, guys, hit like. That's how you guys help get this stuff out. It helps balance out the people who can't stand my Antarctica video. Every time you guys hit like when I have something new up, it definitely helps because every day people are hitting dislike on my Antarctica video because I made the worst video ever when I first made this account. But if I wouldn't have made that video and wouldn't have made so many actual hits, I made a video in the middle of the night one night, came back and it had like 800,000 hits or something. The Antarctica one that we do, the civilization melting out, as I look at more straight pieces of rock that look like they're just buried in the rubble. I wouldn't have made this page. And I thought, because I just left it and totally forgot about it. And I went about doing other things, work. I work full time, all sorts of stuff. And come join me on Facebook, Will Farrar on Facebook /Will Farrar. And you can see I've got all my stuff lifted up there. I'm a busy guy, so I was like, you know what? This is awesome. There's actually some potential to not only make a little bit of money here through AdSense, but to get out some very interesting things. And the first things I thought of were these pictures I have. I've got these NASA pictures just stacked to the ceiling, um, literally in hard drives. One day I've taken a tour a couple times. One day I'm going to take a tour with the hard drives. Let's just see exactly how many I got. It's ridiculous. But there's been times I've let my computer for like 4 or 5 days just crawl the servers, any public server from NASA, and take the GIF files, download the JPEG files, anything that's public, for public domain. So anyways, guys, I hope you had yourself a wonderful weekend start so far. I hope you're looking at this stuff and you're seeing through the bullshit like I am. The Rover has been sending back some really disgusting, blurry pictures, but we had to expect that. What else was going to happen as they start getting closer to the mountain? There's just going to be so much good-looking stuff. And there's so much more I could probably do right in here to look for some more stuff, but I've got a much better video coming up. There's a new saw we're going to be moving to. Just one of the pictures on there that I want to show you guys. Pretty amazing. My name is Will. Take it easy. Peace.